gender, religion, and caste. Gender and politics. Let us begin with gender division. This is a form of hierarchical and social division seen everywhere, but is rarely recognized in the study of politics. The gender division tends to be understood as natural and unchangeable. However, it is not based on biology, but on social expectations and stereotypes. Public or private division. Boys and girls are brought up to believe that the main responsibility of women is housework and bringing up children. This is reflected in a sexual division of labor in most families. Sexual division of labor. It means a system in which all work inside the home is either done by the women of the family or organized by them through the domestic helpers. Women do all the work inside the home, such as cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, tailoring, looking after children, etc. And men do all the work outside the home. It is not that men cannot do housework. They simply think that it is for women to attend to these things. When these jobs are paid for, men are ready to take up these works. Most tailors or cooks in hotels are men. Similarly, it is not that women do not work outside their home. In villages, women fetch water, collect fuel, and work in the fields. In urban areas, poor women work as domestic helpers in middle-class homes, while middle-class women work in offices. In fact, the majority of women do some sort of paid work in addition to domestic labor. But their work is not valued and does not get recognition. Division of labor. The result of this division of labor is that, although women constitute half of the humanity, their role in public life, especially politics, is minimal in most societies. Earlier, only men were allowed to participate in public affairs, vote, and contest for public offices. Gradually, the gender issue was raised in politics. Women in different parts of the world organized and agitated for equal rights. There were agitations in different countries for the extension of voting rights to women. These agitations demanded enhancing the political and legal status of women and improving their educational and career opportunities. More radical women's movements aimed at equality in personal and family life as well. These movements are called feminist movements. Feminist means a woman or a man who believes in equal rights and opportunities for women and men.
अगर आप अपने सिलेबस के सारे चैप्टर्स इस फॉर्मेट में देखना चाहते हैं तो हमें डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए नंबर पर कॉल करें.
Gender division. Political expression of gender division and political mobilization on this question help to improve women's role in public life. We now find women working as scientists, doctors, engineers, lawyers, managers, and college and university teachers, which were earlier not considered suitable for women. In some parts of the world, for example, in Scandinavian countries such as Sweden, Norway, and Finland, the participation of women in public life is very high. In our country, women still lag much behind men despite some improvement since independence. Ours is still a male-dominated, patriarchal society. Patriarchy literally means rule by father. This concept is used to refer to a system that values men more and gives them power over women. Women's disadvantage. Women face disadvantage, discrimination, and oppression in various ways. The literacy rate among women is only 54% compared with 76% among men. Similarly, a smaller proportion of girl students go for higher studies. When we look at school results, girls perform as well as boys, if not better, in some places. But they drop out because parents prefer to spend their resources for their boys' education rather than spending equally on their sons and daughters. No wonder the proportion of women among the highly paid and valued jobs is still very small. On an average, an Indian woman works 1 hour more than an average man every day. Yet much of her work is not paid and therefore often not valued. The Equal Wages Act provides that equal wages should be paid to equal work. However, in almost all areas of work, from sports and cinema to factories and fields, women are paid less than men, even when both do exactly the same work. In many parts of India, parents prefer to have sons and find ways to have the girl child aborted before she is born. Such sex-selective abortion led to a decline in child-sex ratio, that is, number of girl children per 1,000 boys in the country, to merely 933. As the map shows, this ratio has fallen below 850 or even 800 in some places. There are reports of various kinds of harassment, exploitation, and violence against women. Urban areas have become particularly unsafe for women. They are not safe even within their own home from beatings, harassment, and other forms of domestic violence.
अगर आप अपने सिलेबस के सारे चैप्टर्स इस फॉर्मेट में देखना चाहते हैं तो हमें डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए नंबर पर कॉल करें।
Women's political representation. All this is well known. Yet issues related to women's well-being or otherwise are not given adequate attention. This has led many feminists and women's movements to the conclusion that unless women control power, their problems will not get adequate attention. One way to ensure this is to have more women as elected representatives. In India, the proportion of women in legislature has been very low. For example, the percentage of elected women members in Lok Sabha has never reached even 10% of its total strength. Their share in the state assemblies is less than 5%. In this respect, India is among the bottom group of nations in the world. See the graph. India is behind the averages for several developing countries of Africa and Latin America. In the government, cabinets are largely all male, even when a woman becomes the chief minister or the prime minister.
अगर आप अपने सिलेबस के सारे चैप्टर्स इस फॉर्मेट में देखना चाहते हैं तो हमें डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए नंबर पर कॉल करें। ऐसे ही और एजुकेशनल वीडियोस देखने के लिए हमारे चैनल होम रिवाइज को सब्सक्राइब करें।